Hello YouTube. So this week's project on the 2000 H1, well, you saw my previous video, you already know what it is. This is going to be a quick video, not that long. But this week, guess what we're going to be doing? I'm going to be replacing the transmission cooler that was installed by the Predator guys out in Vista. And they put it under the truck, and I really don't like it under there. We're going to crawl into there. I'm going to show you where they locate it. But anyway, I ended up buying the same unit that's under there now. I couldn't really reuse the old one because they made custom brackets for it. They cut the mounting flange off, and it got pretty grungy in the short amount of time it was under there. I don't know if you saw my video, but last year I lost my turbo and I replaced it with a calibrated power bearing turbo. And there was a lot of smoke coming out from the end of the truck, and a lot of that oil went into the old cooler that's down there. And this is made by Derale. They make fantastic products. This is the Hypercool Extreme, 10 AN fittings, 800 CFM. And you know, guys, if you're gonna do any kind of plumbing like this on your truck, buy the decent stuff. This is the Russell Superflex hose, Russell fittings, Russell 180-degree bends. Do not buy that garbage on Amazon. Oh, look, I got the whole kit for $90 with fittings and everything. Yeah, that's what you'll be telling your friends when your truck's on the side of the road because all the oil blew out of it. So get the good hose. Don't chintz out on that cheap stuff, man. This is lifeblood for your engine, so and your transmission. So, you know, pony up and get the good stuff. You know it's going to last forever. I think this hose is rated at 750 psi, which is plenty for an Allison 1000. But let's crawl into the truck and I'll show you why I'm doing this. And this one is going to get mounted in the back of the truck. I decided to move my my power tanks that are going to be used for my air lockers. I'm going to relocate those somewhere else. And that cooler is going to go up against that plate. I'm going to take that plate out. I got to cut a big hole in it. And the fittings will come up through the bed. And yeah, I know when I put this tire carrier in, I said I didn't want to drill holes in the bed. That's why I made these all these brackets down here to bolt into the factory locations here and the factory locations on the front side. But you know what? I think that ship has sailed. I'd rather have my tranny cooler in a much better spot. So let me get into the truck and show you where it is now, and then you'll kind of understand why I'm moving it to a different location. Okay, welcome to the bottom of my truck. So anyway, when Predator did the Duramax install, space is limited on where they could put this this cooler. So they made some custom brackets, which you can see, like this one right here, and there's another one on the back side that bolts the cross member. It's actually this bracket right here. This is custom, and they cut the mounting fins off that were on here. It did have the tabs coming out the side here, so I could have made some new angle iron brackets once I got this out, but you know, I'm just gonna go shiny and new and then just end up getting rid of this one. But this thing is literally like, you know, this is your exhaust pipe right here. It's your 4-inch exhaust. There is so much heat under this truck when you're going down the road. Plus you got the heat coming off the pavement and you're inches from the drive shaft. And I was never comfortable with having this here. They use the pretty good fittings and connectors, but they use this 300 psi hose here that goes all the way up, and it runs over the gas, around the gas tank, and it comes over here and it connects to the side of the Allison 1000. So gonna replace those with the braided line, and it should be a pretty cut and dry install. Just drop this one down. I'm gonna lose some fluid, but I've got the pinch off pliers. You can pinch these and not lose a bunch of oil out of them. But so anyway, that's going to come out. All right, this is the cooler that came out from underneath the truck. This is the one that Predator installed. You can see the custom made brackets here that bolt onto the frame. This one goes to the frame. That one went to the cross member. And this thing cleaned up really nice. I'll probably just end up keeping it around for a spare. It's a good fan. It's a good core if I ever punch a hole in mine or something like that, or it fails. And then these are the two rubber hoses that came off the transmission. And out of that 20 feet of steel braided line, that's all that's left, about 4-foot piece there. And so yeah, I took up a lot of that 20 foot. So let's go in the back of the truck, see what it looks like. So it went in pretty clean. So there it is, bolted to the that plate in the back there. You can see the bulkhead fittings going down through the bottom of the bed, and grommet there for the wire. There's a connector underneath in case I ever got to pull it out. And then I mounted my CO2 tanks up on the top, and there's the manifold for the air lockers that are going in to be continued on that project. And then there's just a spare tank that comes with the kit that you can put it over here. And then spare tire goes up here. That spare tire is not light, man. It's a lot of work to get that thing up there without tearing it up. But anyway, let's go under the truck and see where these lines go and how they connect, and we'll get this thing wrapped up. Under the truck, you can see where the bulkhead fittings come down through the bottom of the bed. And a lot of people ask me why I didn't put the braidle lines closer to the back of the firewall. Well, there's a big cross member right here that goes across, and you're not really going to be able to punch down through that. So I took the space right behind it, which is unobstructed. The other one's back in there. You can kind of see where it ends up, kind of, sort of. So lines come out. Put plenty of clamps in, some clamps on the frame, some clamps under the body, and then it ends up going down here to the transmission and connecting right there. So those are the lines. They're in. Everything went in real nice, and gonna get this thing fired up here in a minute. There's just one more thing I got to do, and I got to put my exhaust manifold back in. So with that, I have 3 choices for exhaust manifolds. That is my diesel catalytic converter right there for that 1 day a year that I have to go through smog. That's the one that came out. That's a Jones turbine muffler. It actually sounds pretty good, and I got it all clamped together right now because I'm just testing it out. So I need to get all those clamps off of there and weld that assembly into one piece, just like I did this one. So I think today this one is going to go in. There's not a lot of sound difference between the one with the turbine muffler and the straight pipe. I mean, you really can't hear anything unless you're really standing on it. But so yeah, I think I'm just going to put this one in today and get this thing wrapped up. And that's it for this project. Should run pretty good. Maybe we'll get some feedback down the road and see how this thing turned out. But thanks for watching again, and see you in my next video.